Hello everybody and welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode Series. Today we have the Charlotte Roval, the Bank of America Roval 400, the final race of the round of 12, which we have already advanced into the round of 8 on points, which I am super excited about. And we have a great race coming today. I'm super excited, and I have a huge announcement coming in a moment as well. But first, let's go through last week's results at Talladega. Ryan Newman got probably his last career victory with that current speed of that team, but he broke a 100 race winless streak exactly, getting the dub there, passing me on the final few hundred feet. We ended up third, which was enough for us to advance. Hamlin, of course, through with the win at Texas a couple races ago. Buescher, of course, below the cut line, is eliminated. He is out for the rest of the season due to injury. And so we have Timmy Hill, William Byron, and Chase Briscoe looking to make up that points deficit on Bell and Logano. Chastain should be okay. But here is the big news coming into today's race. We heard the rumors circulating last week, and now the Sony Toyota racing team have announced Carl Edwards is returning to the NASCAR Cup Series, driving for their number 55 car, and they have announced a collaboration partnership with Joe Gibbs Racing and TRD. Carl is expecting to win races and go in for the championship, so that is going to be super exciting to see. And of course, Sony have thanked Matt DiBenedetto for his contributions to the team for the past 3 seasons. Of course, he did get a win at Martinsville in their first season together, as well as now we come across the line to finish P24 in qualifying. Tyler Reddick is on the pole. He is a whopping 5/10 quicker than Austin Cindric, who was in P2. So Tyler Reddick looking to go back-to-back on road courses. Of course, he's going to be ruining he missed the playoffs because he's put together a good few weeks here, despite the last week DNF at Talladega. But yeah, Tyler Reddick, he is looking strong. He is on the pole. And looking in our little stories of the race here, Chase Briscoe is our friend. That's lovely to see. William Byron has a fast car, so look for the 24 to get up front, and Tyler Reddick is on pole. So this is what William Byron needs if he's going to make it into the round of 8. He needs to have a strong run, get stage points, and make up that deficit on Bell and Logano's. Here we go. We are green flag racing here at the Charlotte Roval. We start in P24, already getting too hard on the accelerator and getting sideways there off the start. Not a fantastic look there, but here we go into the first corner now. The little kink here, almost into the wall. But we keep it going now as we go to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here in this little 2 right-hander turns. We're going to get by him, and we're going to move to the inside of Eric Jones. Of course, that is our old ride, that 43. We used to be teammates with Jones. He drove the 42 for a the 44 it was back then for a season, but we get by him. Now here we go up to the back. Chase Elliott having a rough starting position down here in 21st. All he has to do as well, I will mention, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Larson all come into this race plus 56, 52, and 49 on the cut line. So all they got to do is just not finish last and not DNF in stage 1 essentially, and have the other guys get a bunch of stage points now. So here we go into the chicane, full sending it there on the inside of Harvick. A little bit of contact there, with Todd Gilliland as well. He gets into the wall, he keeps it going though, and yeah, Todd Gilliland, he will be in that 6 car for just one last race, unless Brad Keselowski is able to get enough points to advance the 17 on owner's points. I haven't really talked about that too much, but the number 17 car itself is 25 points below the cut line, and Brad Keselowski at a road course, you're probably not going to trust him to make up that kind of gap. So expect to see Brad back in the number 6 car in the next week, and then we'll have Todd Gilliland move over into the 17 car for the rest of the season whilst Buescher is out with injury. And of course, we wish him a speedy recovery, and he'll be back in the next season. Now as we send it 3 wide there on Harvick and Gilliland, getting by that 4 car, who only has 4 races after this one to get one more win in his illustrious 3 championship career. in real life, we got Joey Logano winning 3 championships. In this series, we have Kevin Harvick, a 3-time champion, as now we got a car backing up everybody here. It is Brad Keselowski in that other Castro GT machine. It is, yeah, he's just fallen back. He actually qualified in the top 10, so not sure how he managed that, but yeah, he's holding everybody up here. It still says he's in the round of 12. That's because, yeah, the 17 is in on bonus points, of course, but yeah, effectively eliminated with Buescher now out, as here we go, battling to the outside of Gillen. We are not able to get much ground here up onto the top 20. We've only moved up 1 position, so we're finding it pretty hard right now to get going. You can see we've already lost a lot of track position in terms of like time to the rest of the field. Like, we are back here in the 20s, and there's no one really ahead of us that we can pass now, as we almost go sideways there, making a nice little save. We got the 2 RFK Castro cars right here. We're going to dip to the inside of Keselowski, of course, our future owner next season. We're going to get by him with relative ease, as now we pull up to the back of Ryan Blaney in that 12 car. We're going to skip forward actually a little bit here into the next lap, the final lap of stage 1. And yeah, we'll mention where we are on the track, but look at the gap Tyler Reddick has put on 2nd place. I mean, the guy is a full, like, he's the whole Charlotte 3 and 4 ahead of the rest of the competition. This guy is so fast today, and he brought that kind of speed at Watkins Glen that we couldn't beat him with. We came 2nd there, and yeah, he's proven it once again that Reddick is the strongest on road courses in this next gen so far, as he comes across the line to win stage 1. We are down here in 21st. We're going to try and make one last attempt here at Ryan Blaney in the last chicane here, but it's just not going to be enough. Of course, the top 10 crossed the line. So, stage 1 comes to an end. Who gets stage points out of the playoff, guys? We see up there, Martin Truex Jr. gets himself 6 stage points. William Byron, 5 stage points. Brilliant stuff for him. And then Larson gets a couple. Chase Briscoe gets a point as well. So, what does this do to the cut line? Well, Chastain now plus 27. Bell and Logano plus 10. Byron moves to minus 10 on the cut line. Hill remains at minus 12. And then Briscoe to minus 16. So, Byron with a fast car up there in the top 10, getting stage points, pulling back that gap on Bell and Logano, and that's going to start to worry them too, because if he does the same in stage 2, you see Logano just up ahead on us there, they might fall out of the top 8 here and fall out of the playoffs. So they got to be very wary of that now, as we go back to green flag racing here, sending it to the inside of Suarez, and now looking to the inside of Blaney. And I figured that here is where I am strongest, in this infield kind of part of the Charlotte facility. This is where my car is a lot better than everyone else. As you can see, I'm getting really hard into the corner there, and just a huge stack up. I slammed the back of Kevin Harvick there. He is not going to be happy with that, but you know, we've had a bunch of run-ins already this season with our current teammate Kevin Harvick and what would have been future boss, but they got rid of us, so we will not be with them next season now, as we go to the outside of Blaney here. Logano, he's not having a great run so far either, down in 19th. He's going to probably fall out as it stands, because he and Bell are tied on points. We can see Bell, actually, he's 5 cars ahead of us there on the straightaway. So all Bell has to do is finish in front of Logano, and all William Byron has to do is finish in front of both of them by a good amount of positions, which right now he is doing. And if he gets some more stage points this stage, that's definitely going to help his case moving forward. Logano, 3 wins on the season, was looking like the hottest car coming in to the playoffs. Well, he might find himself out of the playoffs by the end of this race now, as his problems up ahead on the front straight. Everyone comes to a stop. It is Chase Briscoe that has issues. I got into the back of Joey Logano and sent him around. That's going to bring out the caution and the end of stage 2 prematurely. We'll get to a little bit of radio from us in the moment, but to talk about stage points, here we got Reddick, Gibbs, Allmendinger, Cindric, Kyle Busch was up there, and this is how it's going to update the playoff grid here. So Byron got 4 more stage points. You'll see him here. He finished in 7th. So William Byron, -6 now on the cut line. Logano and Bell only +6. Please apologize to the 22. I just couldn't get word up in time. There you heard myself on the radio, but you also saw that the top 13 cars did not come to pit road, as once again I get a terrible start, just too hard on the gas, spinning the tires. But Chase Elliott was the first guy that came in and took tires. We got Briscoe here, and then everyone else came to pit road, got tires and fuel. So it's going to be a strategy split between guys that took track position and guys that have come to pit road and are going to try make it on one stop to the end of this race. So we've got an interesting kind of strategy going for us right now, that if this race goes green for the rest of it, which could very well happen, we got relaxed yellow flags at road courses, we could have, so everyone else, like from Harvick ahead except for Elliott right now, has to pit twice. They're not going to make it. Whereas everyone on back here, it's touch and go. We could make it on one stop here. So providing that we are able to keep a good distance between everyone else. I mean, of course, it's all reliant on how much time you're able to make on the racetrack as well. These guys that have the track positions. Now, we're getting pushed into the corner by Suarez. We get Briscoe sideways. He almost spins out. There's contact with Truex, Timmy Hill. A bunch of cars getting involved there. I'm just trying to set the stage with what the strategy is going to be, and I'm getting ran over by the 99 car. Hey, mate, yeah, I know the 99's pissed that he hasn't won a race all season and his teammates showing him up, but yeah, you know, he doesn't have to run us over into the corner into our teammate. That's just disgusting. We're playoff drivers here. We don't need that stuff.
Yeah, mate, don't worry about him. Just focus on our own race. Yeah, we can get a win today if we play the strategy right.
And then you hear myself on the radio absolutely livid at Daniel Suarez. I mean, he just ran us through into the corner, into the cars ahead of us. Just a full-on stack up there for absolutely no reason. And that's a bunch of cars now with damage, including myself, that are on a different strategy. We all pitted, hoping that we could catch these other guys out that have to pit twice. And now, you know, it's cost them a lot of time and maybe a chance at getting a win. Right now, we still hang around in with a chance. We have Chase Elliott ahead of us on the same strategy, and Corey LaJoie as well, who's having a nice run today here in 15th. Of course, he'll be driving for Rick Ware Racing next season. Justin Haley will be returning with Spire at the start of 2024. But yeah, highly disappointed there, and I was actually quite heated in the car at this point. You can see De Benedetto running up on me there. I guess I was taking the chicane a little bit lighter than everyone else, but I didn't want to, you know, abuse the car and tires too much, because we have to go quite a bit here on this run. But here we go, next lap, catching up once again in this infield section, trying to get around LaJoie, who is on the same strat as us. And for some reason, these guys who still haven't pit ahead of us have, you know, decent enough speed to keep it ahead. We're going to send it in here on Harvick as well. A little bit of contact. He's going to come back at us as well. We're going to door him once again. We always seem to have a little run-in with Harvick at this point. Remember, we're not very much teammates here. I'll tell you what, we are rivals. And yeah, we do get around the 4 car this time, and we should be able to set sail on him, as now we have Bell up ahead here in 13th, Chastain ahead in 12th. So here we go. Let's lay out the strategy once again without any distractions from Daniel Suarez. Myself and Joey Logano both came in and took tires and fuel. We should be able to make it on one stop depending on how good we are with saving. We know Joey Logano is really good at that stuff. But Bell is not going to make it. He's going to have to make 2 stops here. And also ahead, William Byron is going to have to make 2 stops as well. But he has a bunch of track position on Christopher Bell that is going to put him ahead, because he is, once again, I showed you guys that they are only -6 and +6 on the cut line. So William Byron has to be 6 positions ahead of Joey Logano and Bell to get through. Bell and Logano, whoever's in front of the other, gets through. So right now it's Bell, but with the strategy, Logano could leapfrog him. I'll keep you guys posted on that, as now we go to the inside of Bell in this infield section, making the pass sideways off the corner. Bell's going to run into us. He gets back by, and if we can just keep our composure here, we should be in for for a top 5 finish, or maybe even a win if we run down the number 9 of Chase Elliott, who is dealing with some cars ahead that are holding him up, like Chastain and James Knight. It doesn't seem like Elliott has the greatest pace, or else he would have got by those guys already. Reddick once again has a huge gap on everyone else as we get a poor exit there. LaJoy now all over the back of us once again. I will mention LaJoy having a great run today in that 7 car, and with that trying to make some ground here in the corner of the chicane. It was a bit better than last. Oh, that's not going to help. Getting on the gas too early there and too hard. It sends us sideways as now pit stops underway. Reddick is on pit road. We got a couple guys as well coming in, as well as Christopher Bell, who is in, and so he will not be able to make it to the end of this race on his current tank of fuel. He will have to pit again, so this opens the door for Logano to leapfrog him on track, and if Byron continues to keep that track position ahead, he will be able to leapfrog as well. As now we got James Knight and Ross Chastain coming into pit road 2, as we are going to go up now into P3 on the back of LaJoy. So only cars out on the racetrack on our strategy that are ahead of us are LaJoy and Elliott, and Elliott has a great gap on us right now. This is for second place, and we're going to try and make a move on that 7 car as soon as possible. And here we go around the outside. I cut him off a little bit there. LaJoy kept his nose stuck in there, so good hard racing, a bit of contact. That was probably my fault as well, and LaJoy now still keeping it on our inside. A fantastic battle here, but it is only just costing us time to the 9 car ahead of us. We're both battling for the best spot we can, but we are costing ourselves time and a chance at the win at this point. We do finally get past the 7 car, trying to get a good exit now onto Charlotte turn 1 and 2, or the oval turn 1 and 2, which we seem to not get quite a good one. Truex Jr. is catching us in the back now. Truex, by the way, Elliott, Larson, all confirmed into the next round on points. We don't have to worry about them. Chastain just has to not DNF at this point and he'll be okay, whereas the rest of them are battling in on points now. As Truex makes a nice move in the chicane, he now gets to our inside. Can Truex make it to the end of this race? Well, he's gonna have to come to pit road this time, and so does LaJoy, and so do I. So we're running our car on the edge here. We were only about 5 or 6 laps into that run. You can see we can make 7 laps on fuel, so we will come across the line to 7 laps remaining. So it's going to be very interesting if we are going to be able to make it to the end or not. Logano has come into pit road as well, by the way, so can Joey Logano make it on fuel as well? It is all up in the air, and very exciting to see what the strategy will be like as we skip our pit stop here. We don't have to watch that animation as we come out of pit road side by side with Truex. He's going to get around us on the outside as now we go into the access road here. Truex is going to get by us as we baby the throttle. He was full down on it, and here we go. We meet up back with Chastain, so we come out about where we were on the track. We are ahead of James Knight as well, so we both leapfrog him. And with the fresher tires, Truex just goes around Chastain, no issues, and we should be able to follow through and do the same. But there is the gap to Tyler Reddick ahead of us, who will not be able to make it to the end. So Tyler Reddick has to pit once more, and we probably have enough gap to keep us in it. I think we can get by the 45, but the 9 car is the problem here. Can Elliott make it to the end of this race on fuel? That is the question that is now posed in this race, is who is going to be able to stretch the fuel mileage and who won't be. Now as we go very hard here into the chicane, we skip forward now as we go to lap 19. We are in P12, so not too bad here in terms of where we are running now, but trying to get all we can. Oh, I was very late on the brakes there, and there we go, hopping over the curb, and there is a course penalty. We're going to have to come to a full stop, so any sort of chance we had at winning this race has just been destroyed by that mistake there, and we lose spots there to Knight and LaJoy, who checked up. We lose a spot now to Bell and Timmy Hill too. We're back here with Harvick, and that is Michael McDowell in the 34 behind us, so a terrible mistake is going to take any chance we had at contending as Harvick gets into the back of us in the chicane there. That's just typical Harvick and Smith stuff at this point. But yeah, a terrible mistake is going to take us out of contention at winning our first road course. I'm so sorry guys, man. Oh, you deserve better than this.
Hey dude, don't worry about it, yeah. Just keep your eyes forward and save your stuff. We could be able to get to the end of this one and still get a top 5, yeah?
So there you are, a little bit of team radio, and yeah, I was absolutely distraught with myself making that mistake, because any chance at because we don't know if Elliot's going to make it or not, and I think I'll be able to stretch the fuel, but now losing all this time and track position, we're now behind LaJoy again, it is just... it's a bit of a heartbreaker, if I'm honest. And, well, Truex actually leapfrogged us as well, so we've got to worry about whether the 19 can make it to the end as well. Of course, he pitted at the exact same time as us and the 7, as now we battle with Timmy Hill here is in 15th, which is not going to be enough for him. He is still minus 12 on the cut line to Bell and Logano, and then, of course, William Byron is ahead of him as well. Bell is running behind us. So is Joey Logano. So right now, Joey Logano is out, as William Byron currently runs in the top 10. But Byron has to pit again, and so does Christopher Bell. So, if we're doing the math properly here, I think if Logano can make it, he will get in, as well as William Byron, and then Bell will be the odd man out because he's so far back compared to William Byron. But that's all dependent on where William Byron finishes, of course, and whether Joey Logano can make it, because as it stands, if Logano can't make it, then Bell is going to be ahead of him and will get through. As Timmy Hill, we're battling hard with him in the 21, and it seems like his playoffs are ran at this point, unless he has something that we are unaware of in the tank. But regardless, Timmy Hill deserves a shout out for the season that team has put together. Of course, they got a win early on in the season at Las Vegas, and then have been pretty consistent as a top 20 threat, and then they made it through the round of 16. They had a good one. Now there's problems up ahead. We got Austin Cindric in the wall. He's been tagged by Chastain as well. And then there's all sorts going on, because, yeah, you can see here in the replay, he just overcooks the corner into the wall hard. He reverses out on the track here, is going to go back into the wall here. Look at this. He just spins it out again. I guess he's got to tie it down. Gets nailed by Chastain. There you see us go by. He gets rammed by Bell. There you can see Logano get by. So Logano's caught up to Bell, and now Bell has damage. We got Suarez hitting the 2 car as well. He's going to come back on the track again. Gets hit by Ryan Blaney. He's back into the wall. And then he goes back down onto the track, and is he going to get hit again? No. But how did that not cause a caution? What the hell are we doing over here at NASCAR? Like, what? We got a car in the wall who's been tagged multiple times by other drivers and has caused a bunch of guys to check up, and we just don't have a caution for that? What? Like, what is going on? I mean, I know the 2 car was able to continue, and he's going to able to take the car to pit road, and he's actually going to DNF from the race. So, I don't know how we managed to go green flag through all of that, but in that replay, you saw Bell has damage now, and Logano was able to catch up to him, and we still don't know if Logano's going to be able to make it, but he might just be able to pass Bell on the racetrack at this point. Now the 1 car ahead of us has damage as well. Thankfully, it's not enough that's going to take him out of this one, where it could have just knocked him out of the playoffs if he got enough there. But, of course, we know Chastain isn't going to make us now. We have cars on pit road. If we look down at the minimap, as Timmy Hill just makes a nice move to our inside. We're battling hard still with this 21 car. He's not given up without a fight. He gets sideways as well, but a bunch of the leaders have come in. Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs is on pit road. We got, who else is down there? William Byron. Chastain's going in now. So all the lead group has come into pit. We got Allmendinger as well, a threat to win this one. And we're going to pass all of them here. So if we didn't have our little hiccup before, we would be in a net 2nd position, I believe. So now we get by Timmy Hill again. We got a car ahead of us here coming out of pit road. It's Ty Gibbs in that 54 car who has leapfrogged Reddick on pit road. So maybe Ty Gibbs has gone for fuel only here, whereas Reddick, I think, has taken tyres. So Ty Gibbs now is the furthest ahead out of anyone that has just come on that 2nd strategy. So we got Truex Jr. still out on the track as well in 2nd. Elliott's in 1st. We don't know if they're going to be able to make it. We got 2 laps left. We're touch and go on fuel, as well as LaJoy ahead of us. As here we go. Coming through to the end of this lap. Elliott's on pit road. He is going to be in. He's not able to make it. And here comes LaJoy as well as Timmy Hill. We're going going to go risk it for one more lap here. We've got about a lap left in the tank. Elliot's already out of pit road though, so fuel only in the 9 car because he took tires pretty recently. We overcooked this corner trying to get all we can get. Ty Gibbs, can he catch the 9 car is the question on this final lap. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So Elliot with the lead with that fuel only play. Ty Gibbs took fuel only as well, I believe, or maybe he took right side tires, but Elliot would have had to take in less fuel than the 54 car, which has put him out ahead with the strategy to win it, and he's got enough of a gap where that 54 car, I don't think can catch him. But looking at the gap now, since Elliot had to come to pit road and where we are, if we didn't make that mistake in the chicane where we had to come to a full stop, we would be ahead and we would be going and winning our first road course race in our career. But here we are sitting in third now without a chance at it, as we got Tyler Reddick bearing down on us in that 45 car in that 4th position now, as we got Chase Elliott going through the final chicane without any issues. He's going through Charlotte Oval 3 and 4. Going in to the final chicane. The 9 car has put on a masterclass of a season and is going to go ahead and get his 3rd win of the season. Chase Elliott back in victory lane. It's been a couple months. His last win was at Road America and he gets it done as we hold off Reddick there for 3rd place. Ty Gibbs an amazing run in 2nd place for him. The rookie almost getting his 1st win. And now looking at the results, Logano held on with his fuel to finish 5th. Byron ends up 7th. And then we have the rest of your top 20 there. Timmy Hill, 16th. It's not going to be enough. And I've said it many times this race that if Logano finished in front of Bell and Byron finished in front of Bell by a few positions, they would be in. And that is what has happened. Christopher Bell is nowhere to be seen in this top 20. He had to come to pit road, and unfortunately he also had a slow stop because he had to fix the damage, which led him to finish 31st. A rough go at it for Christopher Bell. Looking at the rest of your results there, Chastain 24th was enough for him to get through. Briscoe is out, unfortunately, as well. Denny Hamlin, last year's winner at this track, finishes a nice, cool 38th. Last car on track. Good job for him. And then Cindric and Ryan Newman are the only DNFs. Ryan Newman with the most DNFs of anyone this season, and he backs up that win with a great last place finish. As there it is. There is the ending points here in the round of 12. Elliott advances with a win, so does Denny Hamlin. We advanced on points. I ended up plus 107 on the cut line. Then we got Truex, Larson, both plentiful points above the cut line. Logano, Chastain, Byron end up quite a bit above the cut line considering what happened to Christopher Bell. Super unlucky. And now we look at your playoff grid headed into the round of 8 where we have Las Vegas, Miami, Martinsville, and we are plus 46 on the cut line, so it's like a 1 race advantage going in here, but anyone that wins below the cut line is going to change a lot. We got Larson plus 25, Logano plus 16, Elliott plus 12, and then the rest are right there behind minus 12, 13, 15, and 16. So it's shaping up to be a very interesting round of 8. I mean, it's the best drivers pretty much all season, the most consistent ones, plus Chastain, who's turned it on in these playoffs. And thankfully, we have so many wins and stage wins that we are now plus 46 on the cut line, and the same goes for Larson now. Regular season performances have definitely helped us have this advantage now. But that is going to do it for the round of 12 and this video. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching and the continued support. These last few videos have been amazing. And I want to just also, please, encourage you to comment, like the videos. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next race at Las Vegas to begin the round of 8.